Hi everyone, this is Shauna with LoveLifeGiveCare.com, giving you a little update today about what's happening at my farm, Northgate Farm. And so I wrote a little article, but then I thought I would try out making a video for y'all since a lot of people don't have the time to read and prefer videos. So figured I'd try that out. So the title of this post is Come On Spring, let's be done with the snow, please. You can be as prepared and planned as you want, but nature has its own personal sense of timing that doesn't care if you planted your seeds already and now they're stuck in trays waiting for the snow to melt. So my goodness, it's been a long and drawn out finale of wintry weather here in Northern California. I would have transplanted my spring broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower starts by now and sown the carrots and peas in the field if it were not for this tail end snow that keeps setting us back. So, oh well, it's not up to me to orchestrate the nuances of seasonal shift. I started a new set of seeds, and so they're going to be ready by the time the weather turns around. I'm not really sure if it's too late to start more broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower, but I'm going to take a chance, see what happens, and plant more seeds. That's kind of my motto, my strategy. So I started more peppers and tomatoes also. I put them in the seed germination cabinet in my house. I have a video about that. You can check it out. I also started some more kale, lettuce, and beets in soil blocked trays and put those in the greenhouse. So we'll see how those go with their germination, the temperatures being still kind of cold. But I'm ready and I am preparing as best as I can. So machinery woes. It seems like every year there's a major machinery setback. More specifically for us, it's been the rototiller that keeps failing. We've bought old ones and they're used, find them on Craigslist and that sort of thing. And they do okay and they work for a little while, but eventually you do have to replace different parts on it. And this one that we bought, it's finally just totally went kaput, and we had to replace the entire motor, which actually is cheaper than buying a brand new rototiller. So that's always going to be a thing. Machinery, it's good if you know how to work on machinery. That's very, very helpful skill to know, or know somebody who does. We replaced the engine with a Honda one. Organization and idealism. So keeping your gardening tools cared for. I'm one to talk, okay. But keeping your gardening tools cared for and maintained will save you a lot of money and headaches. I cannot tell you how much time I have spent looking for tools that are left who knows where, out in the field or spread out over the property somewhere. It's frustrating. We all do it. Maybe not you. You could be super amazing and you put everything away after you're done using it. That's kind of an anomaly. But we're getting more organized this year. Technically, we are still recovering from the Slater fire of 2020, and so things are a bit tossed still. We're rebuilding infrastructure and things like that still. So we need a tool shed with space for big planting table underneath and a shade structure, more shelving, bins with lids that clasp for our amendments and fertilizers, a setup area for making compost tea and having all of our ingredients and supplies right there. So we have a big list, big dreams. We need to build rabbit housing. We need to build a solar dehydrator. We need to fix field fencing so we can get sheep. And I'd love to get set up again for a milk cow. But don't get carried away and frustrated with your process of bringing ideas into reality. That's the thing about being idealistic. But not only does it take time and materials, it's going to require dedication, determination to produce something with meaning and value in your life. And it's worth it, so be patient with yourself and with the process. A really cool saying that I came up with, get help from people who want to learn and learn from people who need help. It's a beautiful relationship when we can help each other out in that way. I have found that people who are actually interested in learning are willing to get involved, get in there and help wherever necessary. It gives them an opportunity to get their hands involved in something that maybe they only thought mentally before as a concept. And so hands-on learning, I'm all about it. We need to help each other, teach each other, learn from each other. So next is about priorities. Being able to discern the priority is an important skill because there's a lot of things that need to happen, and sometimes it's hard to tell what is supposed to happen first. We need to be practical, prioritize your plans. For us, it was fixing the rototiller. The number one priority was getting the field tilled because nothing's going to get done on time otherwise. I'd rather have a no-till garden and have a more biodynamic system that doesn't require tilling or store-bought amendments, but it does take time to build up the infrastructure, resources, and organic matter to cover a large production farm. So we're working towards that. Water is lifeblood. The next priority for us is to sort out the water issues. We have 2 wells and a spring, which is great, but our best water source is coming from the well that has a broken pump. We can use spring water for now, but this is a major factor come summertime. It's better to resolve the problem at the season start, and rest assured there's going to be no failures in the water supply chain. So remember the rule about watering: no hand watering, or you may as well be a patio gardener, not a farmer. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy hand watering, there isn't anything wrong with that at all. But if you're watering a 1/4 acre farm every day by hand, you need to reconsider how much time you're spending doing that, because it might not be the most productive use of your time. Precision planning and plotting. So water supply chain is one thing, but then irrigation and plotting is another. So after we get everything tilled, I bring in my expert husband who specializes in measurements and precision. He is, after all, a master craftsman builder. It drives him nuts when the rows are not properly spaced, if they're not perfectly straight. He could be a little OCD, but I do find it to be more pleasing when plant areas are balanced with the right spacing between the rows and the plants, and it makes the water lines lay out correctly and makes it easier for harvesting. So on another side note, I'm still talking about fermented foods and how much I love them. I still have sauerkraut, fermented beets, beans, cauliflowers, and that's all from last spring and summer. So they still taste amazing and vibrant. And it's kind of mind-blowing as far as food preservation goes. This fermentation thing takes the cake. I know I keep raving, but seriously, I want to play around with the recipes and techniques more this year and share it with you. And lastly, another side note, something cool I found was electroculture. So it's a new concept to me. I feel like I've heard about it before, and then I forgot about it until I came across this article about the sun's effect on microbes. And so I linked it in my blog here for you. And I linked you the video from Ben Davidson at Suspicious Observers, who originally shared it. But electroculture is something that you should check out and do some research on, and it's not new technology by any means. It's actually probably quite ancient technology, and for me as an electric health facilitator, the subject is fascinating. So look into that for yourself. Let me know what you think. Thanks for sticking around with this quick little update. I am going to continue throughout the season to let you know how things are going. I hope you have had a good start to your planting season this year so far. Hopefully the weather's working with you a little more than it is for me. But either way, just keep planting seeds, and something eventually will come up and pan out for you. And until next time, take care.